Right from the start, Sacramento just took it to us, bro.
Their
And
defense, their defense was strong.
yeah, like they just
Yeah.
kind of took it to us tonight, and we just kept on throwing the ball to them. The points off turnovers was disgusting. Steph threw a pass, um, probably like midway through the quarter, maybe probably around minute 8, and he just threw it. He just threw it into Dennis's legs, and I was like, "Yeah, we're not serious." You know what I'm saying? Like, and like when I see stuff like that, it just kills your spirit. You know what I'm saying? And then the turnovers start: one turnover, two turnover, three turnover, four turnover. It was just turnover, 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 and they just kept on scoring off of it. That's essentially what happened tonight. They just couldn't hold on to the ball. Why is it that when Steph plays, he doesn't play, we run into turnovers like this?
Is that a serious question, or do
No,
you
I'm being
are you
dead
just
serious.
trolling?
Like, yeah, so anytime Steph, like, he doesn't play and then he plays, I'm just watching it. I'm just watching the style of play, and it I don't know what they're doing sometimes. I really, really don't know what they're doing
Because they're
sometimes.
busy trying to find him when they really should
No,
be
no, no,
trying
no.
to.
But I mean, if you're going up the court and you're throwing the ball into Dennis's knees, right? Like, are you are you focused, right? And Sacramento was focused. We weren't. You know what I'm saying? Because that's a typical play of. I saw that shit immediately, bro. I knew we were gonna lose. You know what I'm
Bro,
saying?
all it took, you don't even have to see that one play. Just look at the energy levels in comparison. What? Just look at Malik Monk's energy level by himself compared to everybody else
Yeah.
today in a black jersey. You can't tell me otherwise. Like that one guy outplayed you the entire team. He outplayed the entire team in terms of energy level wise. His energy level alone was like better than the whole team fucking combined. So no, you don't even have to say one play. I could just see the body language and the energy level on the court. Not all I needed to see. I didn't even need to see the score or anything. I even missed the first quarter today. And honestly, I'm glad I did.
I
I
don't
don't
know.
timeouts. Like, where timeouts really that shit? Like, did Steve Kerr call out good timeouts?
Like it's beyond Steve at this point. The issues stem beyond Steve, dude.
Was he like Chris Finch? Like, don't
I
call it
mean,
after like a 14 point.
listen, listen. I watched Boston and OKC today, right? I watched Boston and OKC today, and Boston got absolutely clamped by OKC. And if we have any chance of doing anything, we got to be monsters defensively, right? But when you're out there and you're doing stuff like we did tonight, turning over the ball, trying to play this pace, and you're just not going to stand a chance. You know what I'm saying? Like you have no chance when you're going to put your defense in that type of position. You know what I'm saying? And guess what? Jonathan Kaminga is out. He's not there, right? And you saw it tonight. You know what I'm saying? Like you definitely saw it tonight. And if if you're just going to push the shit in transition and turn the ball over, and then bro, like that, I keep on coming back to that pass. Look at that. Why are you back? Bro, they just showed it on TV right now. Like, why are we throwing these passes? I'm just looking at these turnovers tonight. It was just sloppy as hell. Like they played with no purpose.
Because all this team does is fucking pass the ball. And they pass the ball with no purpose,
Yeah.
like you said. The thing that irks me the most, Urkel, you know this by now, is that
So
when you pass the ball doing absolutely nothing,
yeah,
like if you pass the ball just to pass the ball and not actually initiate something, that's the worst thing you can do. You're just essentially wasting time on the clock. You're wasting your time and everybody else's
yeah.
time.
So I'm watching Bay Area NBC right now, and and they're just showing like the turnovers and the passes and whatnot. And bro, it was just a lack of focus, right? And then they got the lead back down from like 18 or something like that, down to 4. And it's almost like after that they stopped playing. You know what I'm saying? So we did get back into the game, and then what happened after that? Turnover after turnover after turnover. You know what I'm saying? So they go back on a run, and then that's all she wrote. You know what I'm saying? Like back to back nights like this are gonna happen. But fuck, bro, like you you can't climb back up like that and then you just let go of the rope. And I always say this about these teams, right? When I watch them climb back and get up and then they just let go of the rope, like you're gonna win games, you're gonna lose games. You know what I'm saying? But tonight, I literally just watched them just let go of the rope, right? And when you start to watch teams let go of the rope like that, you're just gonna be bad, and you're just not a good team. And but the funny part about this is that we're expecting trades and all of this stuff. There ain't no fucking trades coming, bro. Right? Like they're gonna trade for Vucevic, but that's a pacifier trade, bro. That's to shut the fan base up. You bring Vuce in here, shit don't make a difference, and then guess what they're gonna do? They're they're not gonna be good with Vuce either, and they're just gonna blame Steph and all this other shit. Meanwhile, let's be honest about this. They have been tanking for 5 years now, maybe 6 years. They've been tanking for 6 years now, right? And it just so happens that Steph was so good that they ended up winning a championship during that time, right? They have done every anti thing to support winning, and they won a championship. And what did they do? They turned around and fucked it off, right? So they're not serious about winning. They never were. So all this shit that they float to y'all in the media about, oh, we're gonna make a trade and we're gonna look for a star and all of this shit, they're not fucking serious, bro. Right? Don't listen to that nonsense. They're just gonna let this shit
Man,
fizzle out.
fuck all you bandwagon Golden State Warriors fan. Go pick Draymond up.
Anyways, so so I'm not about to do all of that, right? So like they're not gonna do all of this and make this trade and make that trade. Like it they're not gonna do all of this, bro. They're just wasting away. And they have like these analytics people there to look at the analytics and do this and do that. They ain't doing shit, bro. I'm not even gonna.
The most insulting thing I heard was that we literally have to wait until like a month to reevaluate this entire roster and then figure out what we're doing.
Did you hear what Steve said the other night?
That is honestly just insulting
Did
to my
you did
mouth.
you actually hear what Steve said the other night? That's
Oh
not
yeah,
a,
I absolutely heard that.
they,
I'll
but they're
even
not
find a
serious,
clip and
man.
post it in
Like
the Jumbotron for people
Steve
that
told y'all the other night, like, bro. So they're gonna make a trade, and then what? Come on, man. Like, make that trade though. Like, I'm dying to see something else. I really, really want to see something else at this point. But
I got a question, real quick. Okay, I got a
yeah,
question. What are your thoughts on on this one trade? Okay, what if Jimmy Butler goes to the Memphis Grizzlies? Would that team be better? Just curious.
yeah, probably.
Because you put Jaren
I mean,
Jackson back to his
probably you
regular
literally
role,
just
Yeah,
and then you put Jaren Jackson back to a better regular role, and you put Jimmy on the other one, I think so. And then think it would
yeah,
be better?
yeah. Sure, bro. Like he's a two-way guy. So you always want to get a two-way guy. But
Yeah,
bro, go get him, man. I mean, you know,
that would be cool.
I'm to the point now. Just blow the
oh
shit up,
damn well the
dog.
Warriors aren't getting him.
Just blow it up, man. Like just just get whoever you need to get in here. I really want to see something different at this point. Enough. Go get Vucevic, man. Please give up some first round picks and get Vuce too. Let's really, really get on funky with it. Send two
Like
first.
for those of you who don't know what
Let's get
me
really
and Uncle
funky.
are talking about in terms of the
D'Angelo
curve,
Ball.
I just posted a clip of what he's talking about in the Jumbotron. So take a listen to that and honestly make whatever assessment you have because I don't want to ever listen to that shit ever again.
Steve's talk with Mike makes perfect sense to stay with the current roster for now. Man, light the shit up, bro. Light the shit up because
I literally don't even
like
know. Like, what is the evidence? What evidence
there
points
was.
to that conclusion?
But let me
Who
tell you
died?
something, bro. Like I'm just so sick and tired of watching this product, right? And watching Steve and having Steve tell me like these three guards and this and that, like that it makes sense. You know what I'm saying? And meanwhile, we should fucking have JK out there. You know what I'm saying? Like, what the hell are we doing? JK is coming off of the bench and he's doing this and he's doing that. How about we just do the right thing, man? Just fucking play him, bro. And we've been doing this shit for years now, and it's just useless. You know, you're insulting my intelligence when you're like, oh, like put this guy in there and that guy in. Shit's stupid, man. This shit just does not work. We're making concessions for this guy. We're making concessions for that guy, and it's stupid. It's just
Was that
dumb
a
at
quote?
this point,
That
huh?
quote just come out? That quote you just said? Is that
No, that's from
like some
2 days
No,
ago
okay, okay.
that was
or a
from
day
2 days
ago.
before
Yeah.
the Grizzlies game.
Yeah.
We're at the
I
point now. We at the point right
I
now
can't
where
stand listening to yeah, go
you
ahead, bro.
gotta. My bad. But we at the point right now where obviously no move is gonna be the perfect move. But like he said, man, we need to see something different, bro. Fuck all the nostalgia. Fuck all the let's wait to see what this guy gonna become. Fuck all that. We had 3-4 years of waiting to see who gonna become what. Fuck all that. Let's just go ahead and get some.
Hey, and if Mance has anything to say to my say about me, he should say it to my face. You know what I'm saying? If you got anything to say to me, you should really say it to my face, my guy. You know what I'm saying? Because if I see you in person, I'm gonna fucking rip your throat out of your fucking mouth. So if you really got anything to say to me, make sure you say it to my face. Because don't let me see you in person.
That's to you, Steve Kerr. I need answers, bro. I it's stagnant. Well, I can't I need more from these reporters. I need more depth into what's happening. Why is the status quo so accepted? I've never seen a sporting franchise like this that is so rigid and so stuck in staying with what they have. I don't, and people will say, "Oh, well, what do you want?" I've been saying from the start of the season that they need just a fresh breath of fresh air. Something has to change, and then what happens is we keep doing the same thing, and then I hear today people tell me, "Well, you can't change it. What's the point? They're just going to bottom out anyway."
Listen.
So it's an insane loop. It's a fucking
The minute they let 43 million and 30 million dollars just walk out the door, right? They were never a serious team. You know what I'm saying? That just told you what the mentality was, right? That they were never serious once they let all of that money just walk out the door, right? And you know what was even more insulting after that? When they told y'all that, yo, listen, guess what? We're going to trade for a star. Meanwhile, you look at the contracts on them roster and you're like, oh, they have $26 million. You know, so you have to dig up and gut um good spots on the roster then to get that. Like bro, this is not, they were never going to do that. You know what I'm saying? Like you you know what this year reminds me of? This year reminds me of the 2020 year, right? The what did they call that year again? They called it a
COVID year?
stock, man.
what did
The
they
COVID
call it
We're
year?
not
again?
there already.
No,
The COVID
We're
they
not
year?
there already.
the COVID year. They had a term that they used though, right? Like I had like a couple of things, like the wait until Clay gets back, the um
Ugh.
the it was like a bunch of terms that they use, right? And this reminds me of that year. Like not like the results or whatever, we're a 500 team, blah 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 blah, right? But they used a term. But it like the tone that you get from the front office was a similar type of tone where, like they're not really serious. You know what I'm saying? And then What had to happen after that? Like 15-5 had to happen. 40 in the month had to happen for Steph to show them, that this is what we're going to do. And you know what they turned around and did after that? What they turned around and did after that is that they gave Steph minimum player, right? I don't even think they used the mid level that year. The year that they won the title, you know that they didn't even use the mid level, right? I don't think they used the mid level that year, right?
Nope, they
So
didn't make any. They didn't make any sort of a roster adjustments
so think
anytime.
about that, Rose. So you're a championship team, okay? And you got Otto, Bielitsa, and Andre Iguodala. And I remember that year we didn't even use a mid level, right? So then they turn around and Steph was so great that we turned around and we had an amazing start. We had like an 18-2 start, and we have an amazing start that year. We didn't even use the mid level, right? And I remember people on the TL was just kicking up dust saying that we didn't use the mid level, right? But we had this amazing start, and Steph was just turning water into wine that year. I don't think the owner, I don't think the GM, I don't think any one of these people expected us to do what we did that year. And we won the title. And it's almost like they're like, "Oh, all right, you win the title. So this is what we're gonna do now. We're gonna go ahead back with our little plan here, and you can enjoy your little title." And then man's punch man's and this dude and just a bunch of weird stuff happened after that. And then now they're running these little analytics behind the scenes, and they're doing this, and they're like, "Oh, Steph is not as impactful," and it's like, bro, we start the season off great. And then this coach is like, "All right, well, let the team is really deep, so let's go with this plan." You know what I'm saying? And here we are. Now we're just a team where we play great one night and we're down the other night. And then you look at the shit that JK is doing, right? And then you're not even starting him. Like, how the hell can he not start? So it's just a confluence of just bad things that they're doing. And they're not really like fooling me. Like, y'all are here talking about moves, this, that, and the other. And then you see the quote that you just put up here and you're talking about stand pat. You know what I'm saying? Bro, like, it's too late. It's fucking
It's not
late,
about
bro.
fooling, but it's not
Bro,
about fooling. Like, but okay, so
Steve
let's say
Kerr
you don't see
said,
the like.
Steve
I
Kerr,
say, look,
hold on,
cut the
hold on, hold
train.
on, hold on, hold on. Steve has talked with Mike Dunleavy. It makes perfect sense to stay put with the current roster for now. We've been up and down this year, and we like the group. We like the people we have. We really want to see how we play over the next month, bro. So say you bring somebody in here, right? What's that gonna do? Are they bringing in like an actual game changer, bro? Like that's shit to have people still go to the games. You know what I'm saying? But they're just gonna do what they did last night. They're gonna be up and they're gonna turn around and they're gonna be down, and that's how it's gonna go all season long. You know what I'm saying? So they're not serious. They're not serious people. Once they let
Okay,
all that money, once they let all that money walk out the door, you know what they had to do? They had to say, I don't know that we can make first apron or second apron investments, right? So then you look at the roster now and you see Andrew Wiggins' contract there. That's a bargain. You look at Draymond's contract. He's pretty much in semi-retirement at this point. He's doing like podcasts and all of that stuff. And then you look Steph over there, and Steph is like, all right, what are we gonna do? You know? and and all this like, oh, we're gonna go and get a star and we're gonna get this and we're gonna get, bro, like, with what? How can they even, they're hard capped, how can they even afford to go get a star, right? Jimmy Butler is on the table, right? What do you think they're doing right now with Butler? They don't even want to make a move. Now they're concerned about bro, like, this shit should have been made a long time ago. You know what I'm saying? And now we're in the mode where we're talking about getting Paul George and Laurie Market. Bro, like, they're not serious. They're not serious at all.
even if you were, let's say let's say you toss this season like you tossed
Yeah.
the last 5, and it's just like, all right, cool, we're not making any trades. We don't think we're going to do anything. Let's keep trying to find these G League champions and all that
Oh,
stuff,
sorry,
right?
sorry, sorry.
Santa
EJ, my
Cruz.
guy. EJ, I appreciate that. They called it a gap year. A gap year is what they call it. My bad. AJ, for interrupting you. But a gap year is what they
No, no,
call
no. Gap
2020.
year.
They call 2020 a gap year. This is a gap year for them. It's the
Oh,
same
that's right. For
approach.
every 4 years, every leap year or some shit. What's the deal?
Yeah, bro. It's a
So let's
gap year, right? So
say,
we lose
yeah.
and they rebuild and do right. They call it a gap year. Rose, remember that, bro? They call it a gap year in 2020. They call it a gap year. This is this is the same philosophy. It's the same gap year philosophy nonsense, right? That that
That
that
is laughable. That is laughable.
re-
If
So they
that's
got a
the
lot of
remember the gap
philosophy,
year shit, bro?
Hey,
oh, I want to remember that, but I
is that
don't want
Marquise
to
Chris
remember that.
territory? I think I liked Marquise Chris. I got rid of him.
Remember the gap year?
Uh,
Now you know what? Now that you
it all
said
kind of.
gap year, now I'm starting to piece together this entire thing in my head. I'm starting to piece together why like people
They
are
suck with the
so
PR stuff, man.
hesitant
They're
to
so
do
terrible with it.
anything. And I'm talking about like front office ownership, whatever. Now I'm starting to think maybe this is the reason why. Now this might sound a little bit far fetched to a lot of people, but I think remember the Kelly Oubre thing, Urkel? Remember that fiasco?
Yeah.
So when that move happened, that was all Lakeup endorsed, by the way. That move was all Lakeup endorsed. He advocated for that shit. As soon as Clay got hurt again when he tore his Achilles,
Hmm.
that's when that move suddenly had to be made. But guess what? That move essentially blew up in their face. They essentially increased their luxury tax bills to astronomical proportions because of that deal. That it essentially blew up in their face. Now, couple years down the line, now that you actually avoided major luxury tax penalties, now they're afraid to do anything drastic. Now they're all of a sudden this past bullshit that you're seeing. Now I'm starting to realize that. I don't know if you're on the same boat as me.
No,
That's where I'm
but
starting to
it's
realize
like
that.
the so
Bro,
I know what they're doing, bro.
they
Like they're not
increased.
fooling me, right? Like
Think about it.
they're
They
not fooling
increased
me.
their luxury tax bill to like ridiculous proportions to not even
I
make the
want
playoffs.
y'all to know that they stopped spending money, right? Like they stopped spending money because they used to do this thing where they would preserve salary slots and do all of this stuff, right? Now, with the first apron and the second apron, it's not only like say, oh, they're just going to be a tax-paying team and spend extra $100 million. That's cool and all, right? Like they can easily write $100 check to the NBA and they'll be fine. But they're like, oh shit, like you mean that a repeater tax and the second apron and make it punitive, bro? Like this is kind of what they did in the NBA. They want parity in the NBA, right? So you see, if you don't hit on the first contract, you don't hit on the second contract. Like, let me tell you what's going to happen. They're going to just go into mediocrity, right? And they're not really going to want to pay anyone, right? They Everything is just a risk adverse move, right? And then they're just going to go into mediocrity, and then we're just going to be a bad team. That's essentially what they're going to do.
So
And
that's what they got written up on the. Like, but I hear that line of thinking.
yeah,
Let's just have. I
so
want the step. I
No,
see the
just think
step
about it.
window.
No,
Let's
no,
step
this is
into
just
why,
think
like,
about it this way.
when
But
we,
let
Think
me
about this
ask. Let me
way.
ask a
bro,
question.
so
Let
this
me
is
ask.
why when we're doing like the trade machine shit every day, I'm like,
Let's throw away the trade
that
machine. Let's
that's
pretend there's
cool
no
and all,
trade
bro.
machine. Let's
Like
get it.
y'all can sit there and do the trade machine and go on Fanspo all
No,
day
no.
long and come up with this idea and come up with that idea, but that's cool and all. But bro, the minute they let
No,
money
no.
walk out the door, bro, it was over. It was over.
So
They're not going to make
get
a
rid of the trade
move,
machine.
right?
Let's not acquire play. So
So
what's the
what they
plan then? Because
said
obviously you go through free agency, right?
now what
You
they
go through
said is
free
that,
agency.
yo, Steph, you go do the 2022 thing again, right? So my thing was like, all right, let's go do the
You go
2022
do
thing
the
again.
2022 thing. Go do the 2022 thing, except the roster is more on the equivalent of like the 2021, the gap year it's more equivalent to that roster than the
Yeah.
2022 roster.
Right. So
Think about
so
that think about that kind of asinine request for a second.
so it's like, but here's the fucked up part about it. Say we had a chance, right? Say we had a chance to make noise, and we started off the season great and all of that stuff, right? But then you had this coach who swears to God that he's like Mozart of basketball, right? Then all of a sudden he's gonna tell you like, oh, this team is deep. You know what? I'm gonna play 13 guys, and he's gonna brag about it. And then on a nightly basis now, we're doing things that were just so dumb and so stupid, right? And we started off the season gangbusters, right? And all of a sudden, we're gonna come up with a grand idea that we're gonna bring JK off of the bench, and we're gonna do this and we're gonna do that, right? And then next thing you know, he's experimenting. Like a few weeks ago, you heard Steph just says mockingly about experimenting, right? We experimented our way into a slump. So say we had like a puncher's chance, right? Then this coach is out here not even like just doing some of the stupidest things that you can do, right? So say we had a chance. Then the coach is literally shooting themselves in the foot at the same time, right? Next thing you know, this guy doesn't know his role, that guy doesn't know his role, and we're in the same fucking hamster wheel cycle that we've been in the damn last couple of weeks, right? And that's what he does, bro. Like now all of a sudden, instead of doing shit with urgency, now he's just doing the nonsense, right? Then they come out in these games, right? And then they're throwing turnovers, and like you're throwing a pass between two people. And then you start to do that stuff. You know what I'm saying? So tonight was just one of those nights, but it is like it's more than one thing, bro. Like this coach is not helping us, right? I don't know what his idea is of or what he's trying to accomplish, right? Like, but it looks like he has zero plan. It looks like he has no idea, and it looks like he has no structure in terms of what he wants to do. Because I don't know how you start the season off like that, right? And then you are out there and you're running 13 people, 12 people, and then you're so bold and you're so proud with it, right? So next thing you know, we see the three guard shit return. Really? OKC can do that. Do you know why? Because they actually have people that can guard. We don't have guards that can guard, right? So that's a part of what this whole problem is, right? So this is where we are now, man. This is where we are right
This is
now.
a loss. It's not any more alarming than any other loss. All right, cool. So I'm not gonna hold you, man. But let's just say we throw away the trade machine and we're in that Chase headquarters. You got all these people making money and all that shit, and they forget about Steph this year. What is their 2-year plan in terms of So there must be rumors about certain free agents. I know there must be free agents they're targeting. Right? Like there
Free
has to be
agents
a plan.
target
Wait, what
Well,
the
because
hell is
bro,
what
this is bro.
what?
You guys are shutting me down. This is a sports team, bro. Like at the end of the day, what are we doing? Like what the hell am
Bro,
I doing? What are you doing? What
free
this is
agents
like they
and
have to have a
target
bro
like
because you're not
bro?
going to trade. You
Free
don't want to
agents.
trade.
We're
Then
in
you
the
say
middle
throw
of a
away the trade.
season right now.
free agents
That's what
and
I'm
target.
saying, bro. You guys are saying, bro. I'm saying if you throw away this season, like they must be
Listen,
planning
they're
on
gonna be up
like
and they're gonna be down and they're gonna
because
be up
And then
and they're gonna
Steph
be
this
will
is
be
down.
this franchise.
1 year older again.
Right?
Yeah, I
We'll
get
be
that.
doing the
I get that,
same
but
fucking
I'm trying to
hamster
put my
wheel cycle again
I'm
and
trying to figure
again.
out what's their best case
Bro, they're
scenario
gonna
here.
be up. Best case scenario, the best case scenario is Steph can stop throwing the ball at Dennis's knees, right? The
Doesn't
best
make
case
sense.
scenario is take Dennis out of the starting lineup, put him on the bench, play him opposite of Steph, right? Put Wiggins at the two, pray that JK comes back healthy, and let's do that instead. Let's start to play fucking big people. You know what I'm saying? That would really, really
No,
help.
that's
I
the
have
plan we've
watched
been
Steve
saying, but
Kerr,
I'm saying
bro.
Mike and Joe.
JK is literally like the only bright spot, right? And that's saying a lot, dog. Right? So
Hey, that man.
so it's like he's trying to do like the weird stuff, right? And it's almost like just put Wiggs at the two, put JK at the three, right? and let's just rock out, bro. Let's just rock out, man. But you know what?
Yeah,
Go
but they're
trade for
not.
Jimmy Butler, bro. Like at this point, go trade for him. Go trade
No,
for
no, they're not going to
Vucevic.
do that. So they
Get all
obviously
of
have
those
some sort of
trades that
plan
you
in
need to
terms of
win,
what they
bro.
want to do
Like
next offseason.
so 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 why don't they just pull the trade on Butler right now? Ex- you,
You
you
know
tell
what
me
the
that.
thing is? I don't
You
think they
do
can
enough.
understand the difference of doing nothing and doing something. I think what they're believing is if you do something and do nothing, they're equivalent. They're essentially leading to the same result, which is why now they're hesitant to do absolutely nothing. So that kind of just reinforces that idea of doing absolutely nothing. Because if you do absolutely nothing, but if you
All
want to
right.
do something and it leads to the same result anyways, which they're just not going to win, then what the hell was the point, right?
Yeah.
Well, as I'm asking, what is
But
the
then
plan
you're
going
but
to
Yo,
then
let
be?
me
you're
say this
throwing
though. I don't have
hold on, let me
I-
finish, let me finish.
I never see
If
this.
you're
I never see
throwing
anything
this
like this.
product at us, that's like essentially a repeat of year after year after year after year of the same fucking bullshit, with the exception of 2022, then you're just mocking our intelligence at this point.
I don't
You're
have
just fooling us at this
I
point.
seen somebody say in the chat about 3 guard lineups and all of this shit. Like, bro, guards
No, we're past that.
guards who can't guard is the problem, man. I mean, like I was watching that OKC game today, and all of their guards can guard, bro. Right? Like so much so where they literally stifled Boston today. You know what I'm saying? With guards, right? So I mean, there's a particular way that we need to play, but tonight is not it, bro. That is just not it. Our defense just got absolutely annihilated. It was in rotation all night tonight. That ball was moving. And once you see the ball moving like that and you're turning over the ball, like you got no shot. You have no shot, bro. Zero shot.
That's so ironic that they literally predicate their offense on ball movement, yet they can't even guard a fucking stick that can actually move the ball.
Yeah. And I'm gonna be honest with
So
you, bro.
you see the comments, bro. You see the comments. Like
When you have
these are
people,
empty. There's empty seats there, bro. So they're not passing that test, right? So I'm just trying to understand if you were them, what is your plan in terms of offseason? Like, you don't have to go into the depths of it, but is that the way we're going to go then? We're just going to go through free agency going forward and then forget about
yeah, yeah,
trades
yeah,
and then
yeah, yeah. Get that guy in here, sign a few minimums, and let's just keep it moving, bro.
all right,
Like
what's the point of all this if we're not
bro, I'm
trying to win?
telling
Like
you,
what?
like they let contracts walk, right? And they're just trying to stay. They're just trying to stay, manage the cap a little bit, and just like,
Hemorrhaging money.
huh?
They're hemorrhaging money, man.
Hammered? No, no, no. They're making money. What do you mean?
If you can make more money, why not make it? Winning makes money, and yeah, I'm looking at
Bro,
what people are
they've
showing.
literally been missing
Empty
the
seats.
playoffs for 3 of the past 5 years, and they're the most valued franchise in history. Like, don't get it twisted. They don't fucking care about that
Yeah,
winning as long as it generates them fucking money. They don't care about that shit. Don't get it twisted.
yeah.
All
So
right.
I mean, you can do all this extra stuff, bro. But I mean,
It's not extra. It's actually I'm just trying to understand a plan. Like
what
if
plan,
any
man?
sports team has a that
Bro? There's no
I'm
plan,
trying to
dog.
give them benefit of the doubt. If there was like
I'm
a
literally
situation
gonna
where
go
Yo,
off
let
of
me
the
tell you something.
fucking.
The
I'm literally gonna
plan
go off
I'm
of
is,
trying to get
the
like
do I
ideas.
look
Yeah.
like a guy with a
the
plan.
plan
They're
is,
literally gonna tell you
bro. The
that.
plan is just to let this fizzle out. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna be dead honest with you, bro. It's just to
Okay.
let this fizzle
Well,
out. You know what I'm saying? And during that time, they're gonna just float to whatever reporter out there. Hey, Vucevic, and we're talking to the Bulls about Vucevic, right? So now they're gonna get us excited, and you know what I'm saying? It's like
Miles Turner. They're
my
gonna roll with
like
Miles Turner.
like let's
Yeah.
trade for this guy, bro. It's like, come on, bro. Like, you know, but there is a particular path, right? But then you watch Steve Kerr, and it's like Steve Kerr's trying to force his 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 philosophy, and his philosophy, dog, it just don't work. You know what I'm saying? It's not going to work. Not with this roster. You know what I'm saying? He's trying to like turn people into Andre Iguodala and Sean Livingston. You know what I'm saying? And it's not that, bro. It's not that. And some nights you just look at Draymond. you look at these other guys and it's like they're on their last leg, bro. Let's be perfectly honest with you. They're on the last leg, man. And they're just going to be up and down. Tonight's whatever, right? But they're not they're not serious people, man. They're not serious
Tonight
people.
wouldn't have been so bad if it wasn't like asymptomatic of all the other bullshit that we've been talking about on here, like day after day after day, night after night after night after every single loss.
Yeah.
It's honestly, I'm tired of saying this at this point. I don't know how you're not, Urkel, when you're just uttering the same shit over and over and over again, and they're not fixing it.
Yeah. No, but so let me ask you this, right? And I can sit there and run this stat tomorrow, but there's a stat I always look at, and it's the Stephen Draymond stat, right? Like, what is Stephen Draymond on versus Stephen Draymond off, right? And that number is, and the reason why this is so frustrating for me is because Steph and Draymond are still a positive. You know what I'm saying? So a night like last night when I watched them win that game, and Steph is not on the court, like I count those nights as like two, right? So so when they're gonna win like that and they're gonna turn around and give this effort when Steph is out there now, I'm like, come on, man. Like, what are we doing? You know what I'm saying? What are we doing at that point? Are we actually a serious team? Because they played a solid game last night. But I get it, man. It's a back to back and all this other shit. Steph and Draymond on, they are a +8. They're good enough, bro. I'm telling you, Steph and Draymond are still giving you the +8, the +9, right? In 2021, that combination I think was a +6. So they're still giving you like the same level of impact, but now we just look like a bad team. How Why do we look like a bad team? Because there's no continuity. There's zero continuity with what Steve is doing with the rest of the roster.
Wow, an inconsistent team playing inconsistent ball. Who would have thought?
Yeah, but it's like, what has Steve done? Like in the first half of the year, right, or the first whatever 15 games or whatever. People look like they knew what the role was, and then all of a sudden, you know, Mr. Steve Kerr with his chemistry set came out. And, like next thing you know, guys are shrugging their shoulder and he pulls this guy and he pulls that guy. And, he's trying to like prove that 12
Yanks,
people can
yanks him
work and
off.
he's yanking this guy, he's yanking that guy.
Yank,
Next
bro.
thing you
Don't say
know,
pull. Yanks him off.
they're in a slump. And then,
Dude
you
out here
know,
acting like he's Bill Nye the Science Guy rather than being a
yeah,
basketball player.
Bill Nye the Science Guy, bro. Like Steve Kerr. Like, what are you doing, man? Like, have you ever seen somebody play 13 people before? Like you know that you have to try to do that. You know what I'm saying? And are you worried about combinations? Are you worried about like matching up with the other team? Are you actually worried at that point? You know what I'm saying? Not when you're playing 13 people. And bro, like I hear this man and I become afraid because when he was talking about, oh, we're gonna play this guy, we're gonna play that guy, and we're deep and all of this stuff. I'm like, oh, you're gonna really try that bullshit, huh? And lo and behold, it didn't work. So my thing is like, I'm just gonna enjoy the rest of the season. We're gonna be up, we're gonna be down. Let me see what happens with the rest of the year, and we're just gonna go that route, bro. But sitting there, I'm in there with your little trade machine and thinking that you can play GM and doing all of this shit. You ain't making a fucking difference because guess what?
Well, that's.
They done told
It's
you what they're gonna
it's
do already,
Well,
right?
they
I
might
So
not even
told
have
you
a
So
plan
before,
long
Urkel.
term.
you're actually not as
Like,
smart as you think. You know what I'm saying? Like with your little trade machine there, and yelling at the top of your lungs about how smart you are. You're actually not that smart, right? So they're actually not going to do anything. Just saying, right? And they'll probably make this little move to pacify you and say, oh, sure, yeah, go trade for Vucevic, man. I mean, please. Vucevic, bro, Vucevic can't even go for a first round pick right now, right? So, I mean, sure, go for it, please, Please go for it. Please go for it. Because Vucevic ain't making no fucking difference, bro. But try something different. You know, Porzingis couldn't even be on the court today. But if you're gonna try something, you like, you know, try a center, man. Because centers, I saw a bunch of center play in that OKC Boston game today. Those are the two best teams in the league right now, and we saw a bunch of center play right there. It looked spectacular. They were really throwing the ball on the post, turning both shoulders, all of that stuff. It looked really spectacular today.
Let's just do KD then. Let's just fucking. I've never seen a sports team not even have some sort of plan in terms of 2 years ahead. Like it doesn't seem like they have any direction in terms of where they actually want to go. Like
Listen, let
I
me tell
asked
you
you about
something.
simple free agency acquisitions, and I get
AJ, let me tell you something,
shut
bro.
down for the idea of it.
No, no,
And
no, 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 no. It's not simple free
I'm
agents
still
move. But the minute you seen, and it's a league wide thing too, right? So when you looked at that cat trade, right? Like I don't think people realize the ramification of that cat trade. You have a guy that is one of the most efficient shooting bigs ever, right? And we talk about shooting and spacing and all of that. And Minnesota traded him away, right? You're talking about a guy that's 23 points a game, super efficient, power forward slash center, whoever. And they just traded him away because they wanted to save money, right? They wanted flexibility going forward. Bro, they just made the Western Conference Finals with said dude, and they're just going to trade him away. And they traded Julius Randle for him, right?
Dude,
So
I literally got like even our own fan base gaslighting me about Julius fucking Randle, and I'm just like, I just had enough. I just had to log off for that day, man.
yeah, so me personally, I mean, we can sit here and talk about trades and all of this stuff, but there ain't a trade that's going to fix anything in this scenario. There's not one trade out there. Unless you tell me that you're going to get fucking KD or something. You know what I'm saying?
Unless you give me KD or Giannis, then fuck off.
Yeah, if
Giannis not coming here, bro. Why would Giannis want to come here? We're not even that franchise anymore, man. Why would he want to come here?
right, so there's a thing that like there's a particular way that they can approach this, and it's called playing better. You know what I'm saying? It's just playing better. Playing with some fight, playing with some energy, and just be like that team that is just going to fight and play with energy. You know what I'm saying? And this rest management plan, yeah, sure, go ahead with that. Because they look really good last night. All right, Dennis had a play. Dennis had a play. Steph was on the other side of the court, and I watched them run a split action with Dennis. This is emblematic of the type of thing that's going on. So last night, I watched ball screen galore. Okay, ball screen galore. Man had the ball, top of the key, right, and he's probing, 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 right. Now, a lot of that happened last night, right? And we were controlling the tempo. Guys were hitting shots. Defense was rotating. Kaminga was at the rim. Wiggs was at the rim playing hard. All of that stuff. I watched them throw the ball to the block. Steph was on the other side of the court at the hash mark. Keon Ellis was damn near hugging Steph, right? In his face, in his grill. On the other side of the court, I watched them run a split action with Dennis, right? Who was in the action? It was Dennis in the action. I think it was like I think TJD was the passer out of the split action, and I watched them run a split action with Dennis. Bro, Dennis has to load it. He has to clean his musket, blow in there, load it up, right? And then fire the fucking musket. You know what I'm saying? He doesn't even have a semi-automatic. He has a musket, right? So why are they running a split action for Dennis? In other words, bro, that's stupid. Are you trying to win games? He's
When
not that
he's
type of
not even
player.
a player specifically designed for split action, mind you.
Bro, like so last night I'm watching us run pick and roll, right? And then the damn next night you're running a split action with Dennis. Are you fucking serious? But it's like I watch stuff like that and I'm like, bro, we're not serious. He's a pick and roll point guard and you're running split action with a guy that is not that type of dead eye shooter. You're not trying to win games when you're doing stuff like that.
Have you heard recently what Steve said in regards to why we don't run more pick and roll? Have you heard what he said recently?
Bro, I'm not trying to hear that. Do you know why I'm not trying to hear that? Because I've been hearing it for years. So why the fuck was he doing it last night then? Bro,
Because we were winning off of that one thing that
hear me out, bro.
spoilers. He actually said
I
like it's not
I
I approved.
I don't trust Steve, right? And I don't care what none of y'all say. I don't trust Steve. I think he's a very stubborn individual and he always will be. But if we're not that talented of a team, right? And this man is saying that pick and roll, pick and roll, pick and roll, and it's not going to work. It's not going to work, right? So why were we running the shit last night, but we can't run it tonight? We ran, bro. They try to split. Hear me out, man. They ran a split action with Dennis on the other side of the court of Steph. Steph was nowhere to be found in that action. How is that serious basketball? Right? So our thing is that we have to play defensive, right? But when you're doing stuff like that, and now Dennis is the shooter